it brings me to a slight digression, which I feel also is a little bit important here since this came up about uh, relationships. One simple thing to see is that if there's a sense that I want freedom, then are we able to also give that freedom? Many times, many beings have come to the idea that they have found their freedom, and yet when we see their expression, outward expression in life, it can seem like that they're not giving the freedom to anything in the world. Is it? Like, man, Sangha should be like this. You must only do that. You must only have this. You can only do that. So this sense of control, see, it's a subtle point. We want freedom, and we say, please, the world, including my partner, should let me be exactly as I am. Is it? But in that, are we letting our partner be exactly how he or she is? Are we giving the freedom to the ones around us to also be deluded for as long as they like? Sometimes we're forcing our idea of freedom upon them, isn't it? Is it? It's a very subtle topic. So when somebody comes to me for advice and say, Father, this one, my family, my brother, my husband, my wife, they are suffering so much. Can I speak to them about this? Can I share something here? And my advice usually is that if there is a urge in your heart and it's coming from the true place and not coming from any sort of specialness, then knock gently. Knock gently. If the door opens and there is an invitation for you to share, then make these pristine sharings available to them. Is it? Why am I saying all this? There was a point here. Before I met Guruji, there was a time here, and many of you who've been with me for long have heard this story. But many new ones are there in Satsang today, so I want to share this. There was a time where I was the worst representation of the Advaita spiritual ego. Yeah? So then what would happen is that I would be at work, Garima would be at work, she would come back home, she would come back home and then she would say, I had such a terrible day today, this happened and this one's like this. And I would say, but who are you? And she, poor thing, would say, but I'm just sharing my day with you and I'm trying to relate and have this conversation, and this is what relationships do, isn't it? Share their ups and downs in life. And every time I talk to you, you only say, "Who are you?" Or even better, "How do you know this is not a dream?" So all this has happened here, where very natural day-to-day conversations have been taken by the spiritual ego and then represented in that way. So then I learned. Then actually, this was, who did I meet? Yes, actually, I then met Ramesh one day. Next time I went to Mumbai, maybe something was bothering me then. So I said, I understand and resonate so much with this non-doership thing that you talk about, about how there is no individual doer. But how do I explain all this to my wife? So he said to me, let her come to you. And those words stuck. And somehow when those words stuck, then I realized what was happening here was trying to convey that, you know, I'm at a different level now. Maybe some good intention also was there. I won't say it was that bad, but but a lot of it was about this Advaita specialness. See, I have discovered the truth like this. Come, I'll help you also see what is this petty stuff that you are bothered about. This kind of specialness. Yeah. So the freedom, both these things. When someone asks or invites us in, even then be gentle. Try to meet them where they are. Don't try to push your perspective, because remember that all that we share here also is just pointers, okay? It's just pointers. And the same set of pointers does not apply to everyone. If it would apply to everyone, then we would have tens of thousands of people here. It is for those who have a specific set of conditioning, a certain set of pointers apply. Another with another set of conditioning, a different set of pointers will apply. So there is no need to pick up any arrogance about this being the best path or the only true path or something like that. Especially in our relationships, we don't need to thrust this down anyone's throat. You allow them to come to you. And if you truly feel there is intent in your heart to share this, what is the right way? The right way is to knock gently and wait for the door to open. Don't try to tear the door down and give it to them straight and explain to them. Don't too quick to don't jump into becoming the next Maharaj or Papaji or something like that. I'm going to sort them out. Even with these great sages, they only shared with those who came to them. Maharaj, for most of Mumbai, was a BD seller. Whoever knew him, for most of his street, was a BD seller. So I'm sure that when people came to him and said, "Give me that packet of cigarettes or BDs," he did not say, "Who wants to smoke?" He probably said, "Which brand do you want?" There's a deeper message in this, which is that as we are claiming this freedom for ourselves, we must also give it to the world. Let the world be as it is, including the actions that happen from here. Don't pick up guilt or pride about them. Now, this sort of acceptance does not mean that you become a sheep. You force yourself to come to this position of acceptance. That is also a position. Empty of positions, you will watch that the functioning of this body-mind will continue in its natural way. So like the sage said, seeing, talking, hearing, everything will happen.